just cash.
Oh,
Just cash, baby.
hey.
Hey, we heard it. A little intro whip there. Hey, what's good? What's good? Welcome back, fam. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh.
Right screen there.
Look at that. Look at that. Not bad, man. Damn, Pippen, man. It was just Pippen there. Stopped us from the sweep, and it was just Huff stopping us from the sweep the day before, but how can you complain, like you like to say, X and 1, 2 days straight?
Yeah, X and 1 is definitely not a bad day by any stretch, you know. We were really hoping for the full sweep, but just had another one of those weird second halves to a game where a player had all the chances and all the time in the world to get there and just didn't do anything. So unfortunate there, but hey, it is what it is. Still went X and 1 on the day, so can't be mad about that at all. Honestly, can't be mad. Pretty well with the bet online stuff too. It could have been a bit better there, but hey, I don't think any complaints there. We're still hitting on our favorites, our solid full unit plays. So I'm not mad, man. I'm not mad. It's especially a great bounce back from this last week. We're looking real good here. So let me actually fix that screen.
Yeah, 4 straight days of profit. I mean, that's what you're looking for, profit days, and we've definitely done that 4 days in a row. So can't be mad about that. And the homie C Dot is here as well. He says LFG. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Discord. We get money over here. Truth be told.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. And on that note, make sure you guys haven't. If that blah. My goodness, I'm so tongue tied today.
Bleep bleep bleep.
Bro, I slept forever yesterday. If you guys haven't already, make sure and hit that like button down below. We appreciate you supporting the channel as always. Turn those subs on, hit that noti, and if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you check that out as well. Links down below. Still running the 7-day free trial for that, so hop in, come win some cash, and make sure also get in there before the end of football season. Don't want to be missing out on some of those live tackle bangers, but you're only going to find that in the Discord.
Yay! Look at this. Pew, pew, pew. Q donkey. Pew, pew, pew. He said, look at that boopy. Look at that poopy boopy. He came through.
Oh, yeah, man. Boopy with the game winner. Man, that game was insane. Honestly, we had some pretty wild basketball, to say the least, for a Wednesday night.
But wait, there's more. Big Seth Trimble came through at the last second for that fantasy points as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, pretty much everything by and large that we talked about yesterday came through. I think the only thing that was amiss was the Hansberry points, or just, Hansberry anything. But
that's right. I did check the Hansberry. Yeah.
Yeah. But also I'm glad I pulled back from that being an official play, because anytime somebody pops up with a midday Q tag, I think it's something you got to take with a grain of salt. And it was also, just kind of one of those, if he doesn't play, that'd be real unfortunate. And, he ended up getting outplayed by a lot of players. And, his minutes were weird that game too. But yeah, everything else, literally all 3 of the guys from North Carolina came through. Both Henry and Caleb Williams. And then by the skin and grace of God, we got there with Seth Trimble, man. That offensive putback was so clutch. Cannot believe he got that. That was so crazy.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson went off too. The fantasy, we didn't write it down, but that was definitely a play we were leaning towards. And Duke Miles went crazy. That was dope. Wagler came through in the second half. That was dope. D Johnson 2279 is here. That is dope. He said, "Let's go."
Hey, welcome, fam. Welcome. Yeah, man. Hey, we were living large in the second half yesterday, but Pippen, unfortunate there. And hey, I dare them to put him at 11.5, bro. I dare you.
Who do they play next? Do you know? Do you know who Cal plays next? I know it was. Sure, I know it was cool though. That was our 1 unit bowl SGP, and that came through because we only needed 10 from all Pippen, so that was cool. Boozer came through in the second half. Duke got the win easily, and is that all we had? Yeah, that's all we had. We had Boozer's alt points, alt rebounds, Pippen's alt points and Duke to get the win. That looked nice and easy. So who we got next here?
We got North Carolina still at home. I will run it back. I'll tell you right now.
Hey, he probably will be 11.5 as well. I wouldn't doubt it, because North Carolina, I mean, they have that name and they have a good defense on paper, but they've been giving up some points. I wouldn't worry too bad about Pippen. 11.5 handed over.
Man. I mean, he had everything we were looking for there, and honestly, and more. The 3-point volume was good. I think he had 11 attempts or whatever, but also getting benched in the final minute of the game was pretty unfortunate, to say the least. I thought for sure Coach would at least leave him out there, but it is what it is. Just one of those came up short. It happens, but. So we got some really good matchups for, honestly, even just California by and large. Not too excited about the Stanford game, but Florida State getting absolutely destroyed by guards right now. And then Miami, Georgia Tech, and this North Carolina game. Not bad. So we will keep an eye out for that. We will get our revenge there. I am not too worried about that, but still, X and 2 so far for the last couple of days. Can't complain about that. Cannot complain about that.
Right. D. Johnson got a little play here too. I shouldn't say little, but he got a play here. Jamel Jones over 15.5. Jamel Jones. Let's take a peek at that.
I don't know who that is, but let's take a look.
Ooh, we're going with the smaller schools today. I like it. Let's dig a little. They got him at 15.5. Looks like he's cleared here. Last 3.
Yep.
Let's look at his minutes. Let's look at his matchup too.
All right, let's see.
Big Jamel. There's a lot of Joneses.
There is a few of them. There's a few.
GE, that's why. Or sorry, JEM. Gotta go down more.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. JEM.
JAMEO?
JE as in Eric. JEMEO. Yeah. E as in Eric, see?
Hey, it works. All right, so I'll get a little look-ski-poo here. Pretty high volume usage. Do like to see that.
Ooh, usage
high 30s,
way up there.
40%. Definitely way up there. Mixed bag shooter. Gets to the line a fair amount. Looks like most of every game. 10 or more shots every game so far this season. Let's see, he only played 17 minutes there. Did he get hurt or what happened? I'll be totally honest, man. This is more of the mid-level school, so typically we won't play these guys, but dissecting a little bit of this, this guy is definitely about that. He averaged almost 19 points this last season, so it's well within him. The minutes a little bit all over the place here. Even in the games that was close, he only had one foul this game. 26 minutes, 18 minutes.
I see the reason why some people may be on him and the line's a little on the low side. And it is usually this exact thing every single time. And Ayo's here. Hi, Ayo. He says E-Money, my brother, for life. And he says underrated.
Yeah, what's good, bro?
Undertaker beats my brother for life as well. Ayo! Hey, but back to digressings. The thing with that is Liberty, the team they're facing here, they're actually a decent team, 13-3. Decent defense and the tempo. You ready for the number? 328th in tempo. That is where the line comes from.
Their opponent tempo.
We've seen it. We've seen it every single time. This is what the bookies are looking at. We're getting to this point where these college bookies, we're starting to see exactly why they do what they do, which is all you need to really figure out how to profit. But that's what we're seeing here, I think. Slower game, decent defense. A little below his line. When you look at his last 5, you see 19, 18, 24, 16. You see the one game. What's that 4 game there?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. What exactly what happened there.
And there's no news there because it's too small of a school. You could probably Twitter it if you really wanted to get deep digs.
Well, I see this guy. I mean, they had some kind of a line change because he was a starter all season. Whoever this Anthony Rez, not going to pronounce that. He came off the bench the last 2 games, but this game he also had a really, really weird one as well. So, I mean, Coach may have just swapped the lineup, switched the lineup here just a little bit. So, I mean, this guy's coming off the bench. His usage did take, I mean, he was already a high usage player to begin with, but the last 2-3 games now, I mean, his usage did take a pretty hefty step forward. Obviously, you know, at least this game, the first game was a really high scoring one. They put up 80, but I mean, last game, he still in, 22 minutes was able to put up 16 points. The free throws are carrying a lot of weight here. I mean, it looks like any of these games that he's had, 2 or more trips to the free throw line, give or take. We'll say 2.5 trips to the free throw line, whatever that looks like. I mean, he is scoring a pretty fair amount of points. He only had 2 other games in here that were low free throw that he just shot really efficient. But the minutes are a little bit concerning. I'm not 100% sure on what happened with that this last game. He might have gotten in foul trouble in the first half, and maybe 2 of those fouls were first half, and he just missed out a little bit there. Kind of a blowout game. This was a close game, so he still played 32 minutes, but this game right here before they made a lineup switch, I'm not sure exactly what happened, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, 17 minutes. It wasn't foul trouble. Is that what you're looking at? The 4-point game?
Yeah.
And then the 15-minute game. The 15-minute game before, that's a crazy blowout. They won by 70 points.
Yeah.
That
one makes sense.
Right. The next one, though, huh?
But even this one right here, he was playing fairly well, only 14 points. But
that dude scored. Jamel scored 19 points in 15 minutes against that team. That's funny. That team must have been just so bad. D. Johnson says, "Thanks, guys." Yeah, dude, no problem.
Oh, of course. We always appreciate you guys putting us on a couple players, because by and large, we really don't pay attention to most of these mid-level schools because these are just the days that bookies are trying to get the last 5 lookers, if you will, your average shows to kind of bet on some of these.
But there could be diamonds in the rough there, so it's cool to look at them still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you think about him? Seems a little hit or miss. I mean, he has hit it here 4 out of the last 5. Went to the free throw line 12 times and 8 times. I mean, the usage is crazy. I wonder if the usage is higher lately because someone got injured on that team.
Oh, this guy as well. He moved into a starter role. Okay, so yeah, they actually switched the lineup up completely. They moved Anthony from the starter to a bench role, and then they moved this Elijah Elliott from a bench to a starter role, which, I mean, he was trending towards kind of playing as a starter anyways, but he really went from that 6-man position to now it looks like he's a starter, but he's only playing low minutes, so they're kind of splitting time between that. I do like the shot volume. I mean, I think that the volume could still hold somewhere between this 12 to 14 range. Is it going to be 15, 16 again? That's hard to say, but it's got to be at least a little bit better than this 10 we saw this last game, though. And that was a really low-scoring game, too. What's the game total for this? That I don't have in front of me.
I have they have the projected score at 75 to 70 basically, so that is 145. Sounds about right.
Okay, so pretty average total. I mean, honestly, as long as they can keep the game close, the spread was also close as well, correct?
It is, yeah. It's a 4 or 5 point spread, something like that.
Okay, yeah, it's not a bad play. I mean, definitely a guy who can get there. Just you need to see him play that more closer to 30 minutes. I mean, 30 minutes is really going to be his kind of like sweet spot here. So let's take a quick gander at that. 29 or more minutes. I mean, he's averaging 19 points as a whole. He definitely plays a lot worse on the road, it seems. Some of these games that, he came up a little bit short here, but that could also be tougher matchups against real opponents. So looking for 30 minutes. That's going to be his key. 30 minutes or more.
Okay. And Q-Donkey got a play to look at too here. Tyler Johnson, PA. Random guy just shouting out for the week slate. No, I'm glad you did. I did look at him a little bit yesterday, but let's take a peek. His name is spelled, straight little interesting there. His parents got carried away with the spelling. Thought he was going to be a rapper, I guess. Tyler Johnson, maybe?
Still might be.
Mm-hmm.
What was the line? Sorry. PRA.
He just said PA. He said PA, but no line. We'll just check out what we got.
All right. Let's see individual metrics. Pretty solid score. He's averaging about 15 this season. So the line is a touch higher, but a lot of recent performances. And then assist playmaking. 4.5 is, let's see, is it plus money? Yeah, I mean, basically plus money. So they don't want to give us 3.5 for it, but they're assuming that he's probably going to get 4, which, I mean, I think is kind of fair. Not really sure what happened here between these. Well, okay, Gonzaga, I get that. Pack, Washington, okay.
Watch out, he's playing against the best team ever, Seattle.
Right.
I don't know how.
Okay,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, they played against a couple of real teams here, so that's actually kind of interesting. This isn't just a lot of bottom schools here by any means.
Mm-hmm. Game total's decent at 145. It's not the best.
Yeah, 9.5 point spread.
In Seattle, watch out. That tough Seattle team.
Isn't Seattle just really slow?
Not the worst. They're mid. Looks like 143. They're not too bad. Their defense is ranked pretty decent, though. I mean, it's not the best. They haven't played the best teams, but they almost beat Gonzaga. Remember that? Craziness.
They did. I mean, they were handling it to them in the first half.
Yeah. So Johnson has a 28% assist rate. 28%. He takes 28% of the shots on his squad. Scored 19 against Pacific. Had 7 assists. 21 against Santa Clara. 7 assists. Gonzaga. So that was his down game there. Gonzaga with 2 assists, but he still had 21 points. What's his PA again? Makes me kind of want to play it just to hate on Seattle.
It is 20.5.
I see he's got there 5 times in a row, looking like Seth's last 5. Fantasy.
Yeah, lots of scoring. I mean, all but one game really off of scoring.
It's not bad though. I mean, Santa Clara's decent.
That shot volume. He's ripping a lot more lately. I mean, whatever happened here from him coming back from injury, he had those 2 kind of dud games. Let's see. Not sure what happened this game. The other game wasn't too terribly close. I mean, they basically won by 20, but this game was really close, and maybe it was just from working back from this injury stint. But, I mean, the minutes look really, really good in these last couple of competitive games. And, I mean, even right here before – I'm assuming he had the same injury, sat out for a little bit of time there. But, I mean, the shot volume's held really well over the last month now. I mean, held 13 or more basically, and all these games averaged together. It's averaging 19 points. Playing a little bit worse on the road. This is a home or this is a road game for them, right?
Mm-hmm. In Seattle, the scariest squad you can ever face.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit worse on the road so far. It's not a bad play. It's not a bad play. He was playing really well at the beginning of the season on the road, but I think these games right here might be kind of bringing that down a little bit.
It's not bad, though. I could see him getting there. Do we want to play it? No. I'd rather play Fears next game slate. But it would be fun cheering against Seattle. Can we alt this guy? And is he altable? Do we have his alts? Considering there's not many good teams playing today, I wonder if his alts are available. He does he look like an alt? An alt, maybe? I mean, if you look at his games against good teams where he played those minutes, I know that Pepperdine game was a 20-point win. He still played 34 minutes. He only got 14, but I mean, he's got to that 15 pretty easily. And his points are what, 15 and a half?
16 and a half.
16 and a half. If we could play it on, if we could get like his 12 points, 3 assists type thing, that would be nice. I wonder if they have that.
Oh, see a little block steal getter that I didn't see.
Fantasy.
Well, I mean, hey, the high assist rating is pretty nice. I mean, you snag 3 points for every 2. He does come with a little bit of turnovers, so I mean that is definitely something to consider. I mean, the guy's basically had 3 turnovers or more every road game. This last game he only had 2, but I mean he had 6, 3, 5 turnovers. So fantasy I'll probably let that go, but I mean he is playing some pretty big minutes. I mean, all these games here, what was the fantasy line? 31 and some change. So he missed that one time.
We could actually do
twice.
Let's see if Bet Online has it with the players in it. They usually don't have Seattle, but nah, they don't. Damn, that would have been interesting because we could have thrown in a Maldonado little 10-pointer, and that might have been cool. But no. But if you want to roll with the straight play, I mean, he could go with it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, you know. He's probably one of the most popular plays today.
20.5.
He is actually the most popular.
He has to be. He's hit that every, 5 straight? And if his points are 16 and a half, his assists are only 4 more. That, I mean, it's decent value. I don't know. It does make sense. It's definitely that one they want to get their money in on.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I think that's something, you know, especially given the minutes, he could easily probably get there. Let's see, what does this look like with, we'll say 29 minutes or so. We'll say 27 minutes, be fair. Yeah, I mean, he's barely getting over, but I mean, averaging about 23 per game. That's not bad. Give you a little bit of cushion. Let's see, is that majority from scoring though? Which I get a feeling maybe. Okay, so no, the assist rating bailed out a little bit more often than that. 2 games that he came up short, he got there with the assists and playmaking. So it's not a bad play. I mean, hey, any of these lighter days we're going to play stuff, you know, obviously half unit, play a little bit less than what you might normally, but it makes sense. I mean, it's also the number 1 play on Prizepicks, so do for that what you will.
Was Trimble number 1 yesterday? Or not? There were so many games, maybe not.
Honestly, man, I don't remember.
Okay. I see his alt 15 plus at 1.45x. That's not bad either. Could pair that with something
where's
else.
That at?
A good old sleeper. I'm liking this that sleeper got the alts back. It's something to at least check if you live in a state like that doesn't have 365. So I can check the 365 odds here with it. Let's see. They got Ike. Here he is. Tyler. Minus 185 for 15 plus on 365. So it's similar odds. It's a little bit better on 365. But not too far off.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, PA is the spot, though. If you could get a PA alt, that'd be nice. I don't see anything that I could do, but all right. And we have no Unrivaled.
Not yet, man.
Oh, you know what? I would, if you're on Sleeper, you could do the Huff discount with the Tyler Johnson 15 plus. That makes sense. That wouldn't be too bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'll work. At least give you something to sweat for the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, we try and stay away from most of these mid-level teams just because, you know, the bookies, especially at this point in our college, you know, career of betting, they've gotten really keen to these kind of smaller days here where they'll throw up a bunch of these just landmine games where, you know, you're like, oh, surely, you know, one person will go over, and, you know, literally everyone will go over, some dumb stuff like that, you know. And it happens more frequently than not. So we've just kind of learned, you know, at least personally, I just fade those days. You know, I'm not playing anything tonight whatsoever unless it's, you know, a random injury news or something like that. But you're definitely gambling, you know, if you're taking shots on some of these teams. We've learned that many times.
For sure. Sometimes, though, they have the ones that they shouldn't have had on the board, you know? A guy got benched, or you just got to really dig to find them. Because they're probably not looking too hard on these teams either.
All I can think about is that guy being the number one play, that goofy dude from Air Force. I can't even remember his name.
Oh, that's your homie.
He was like Never again, dude. He was the most popular play by far, and that guy went out and played like 6 minutes in the first half and 8 minutes in the second half. Didn't even come close to catching any of his props. Like, nah, never again, man.
Oh, that was the guy you told me about when you took his 10-point alt or something? You were like, watch, he's about to do
it. Something Walker. I'm like, this dude's a killer. He was not at all.
Yeah, but hey, you definitely learned from it. Thank you. Thank you, Walker, whatever your name was.
Yeah.
Now we know where to go now, and the season is crazy. Like, I think I was looking at the games. There's some tomorrow, but not a lot, as we know. They're already on the board. We can even take a look at those for tomorrow. But Saturday is another one of those crazy days. Crazy days.
Oh, it's gonna be busy, man.
I don't know what Sunday is about. Yeah, another 2 months of it, huh? Like 3 or 4 days a week is just crazy. It's fun, though.
Let's take a look at Sunday, actually.
Houston, Arizona State. Arizona State is so fun to attack. They're so nasty.
Yeah, that should be a good game. Penn State, Maryland. We'll probably get props for that. And then Washington State, San Francisco. We'll get something out of that. And more than likely, we'll get Memphis props too.
Not too many on Sunday though. Florida Atlantic,
not at all.
Yeah, last Sunday was better. Don't click on Saturday though, because you'll probably get stressed out just looking at it. And the stupid thing is, I mean, the bowl bets, bro, they won't be up till like 7, 8 in the morning, and 100 games start at 9 a.m. That sucks.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Have fun.
It's a Saturday. Saturday's going to be a trip, to say the least.
Hey, every single
day.
team.
Busy day.
What team isn't playing on Saturday? That's what they should say.
Whoever's playing Friday. So these few teams, and then whoever's playing on Sunday, and then everyone else, you're playing.
The cool thing is tomorrow's stream will be able to have all the props for Saturday. There are a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So that'll be cool tomorrow, finding the early value.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I think, honestly, sometime over the course of the next 3 hours, give or take, we'll start seeing a lot more stuff filling up for at least the big time, games that are on Saturday. They got to have something, because, I mean, tonight, I think there is a pretty massive basketball slate, if I'm not mistaken. But the because they had everyone off damn near yesterday. Yeah, so there's like almost 10 games, 8-10 games, whatever, for basketball tonight. There's no football or anything, so they're going to have something to kind of offset a little bit of that. And we should at least get, I would say, 2 or 3 games initially for Saturday at some point tonight before the end of the night. And then I'm praying Unrivaled will be up today, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't have it up until first thing in the morning either.
Speaking of, can we look at who's playing tomorrow and what might occur? And where the heck do we get news?
Yeah. Well, the news is kind of a fend for yourself. Even the official Unrivaled, they don't necessarily have all the news out at all the time. So, and I believe the teams themselves don't have a team page as far as like, on X or Twitter or what have you. You got to find the beat writers. I found most of them that have for most teams, but some of them even still like, we won't get lineup news or something like that until after the game starts or right after when locks clear. But they do update a little bit of this stuff from the official site. So, check the official Unrivaled. And then if any of the beat writers say anything during the day, we always post about it. So again, make sure you're in the Discord because a lot of this stuff is, really news dependent, and it's kind of it's a no man's land. Everyone for themselves out there trying to find news, and it makes a lot of, quite a bit of an edge too. So we'll keep an eye out, but let's talk about a little bit of Unrivaled here. And then again, if you guys got any questions about college stuff, we'll kind of switch back and forth. Our hands are a little bit more tied on as far as what we have going on today, just because we don't have any props to kind of back it up with or go off of. But let's talk about tomorrow. We got the Laces meeting up with the Phantom, and then the Rose versus the Hive. Hive continues probably still be one of the worst teams, right now, at least initially in the team or in the league itself. They're still missing, was it Skylar? Or they're missing somebody from their team right now. But yeah, just a bunch of youngs. Citron really just doing the bulk of the work for the team right now as far as scoring. Kelsey Mitchell, not really sure what's going on with her. Started really, really hot this last game and then just absolutely died off in the second and third quarter. So, and not a lot of faith here, but teams are scoring a lot against this opposing team. So taking matchup up spots has been pretty nice for that. And they're also giving up quite a few points inside the paint too. That's another thing. Ezzy not really playing great defense at all.
What's wrong with her?
She just doesn't thrive in this like 3-on-3 environment. It's just not her thing. She's good about guarding a single area or being able to guard at the top of the key. But this league has a lot of, single coverage down low or coverage off of a broken play. She just kind of stands there.
Okay. That's great.
My nose,
great job.
My nose is itching. All right. But the other better teams, and I would say look out for some of the secondary players for this week. We actually might see the prop board open up quite a bit more than per usual. A few players, I believe, are expected to come back into play, so we'll keep an eye out as far as news. Mostly really being like Kalia Copper could be working her way back in, and then Skylar Diggins, she should be making an appearance sometime here soon as well. But I do want to keep an eye out for specifically Shakira Austin props. Hers might be on the lower side. She's been playing a lot better, in this kind of six-man role, if you will, but more so just off the bench behind Stevens. Now, Stevens, credit to her. She is shooting the ball a lot, in this league in general. Scoring's been pretty solid from her. Came back down to earth from that first game. She saw pretty good success from the floor, and I think one of these free throw attempts was from 3 as well. So a little inflated there, but minutes kind of leveling out between her and Shakira. I do like Shakira, man. She's played really well games that she's not in foul trouble. Her scoring efficiency has been really, really solid. And the last 2 games with the minutes kind of being where they were, she's looked really good in just both ends of the court. So one player to keep an eye out for. I don't know exactly what her lines might look like. She could easily be at, 13.5, 14.5 points, something like that. But the rebounding has been really good for her as well. So low 20s in PRA, probably somewhere between the 12 and 14 real point range, but one we'll kind of keep an eye out for.
Q Donkey says, how's Unrivaled this year? I haven't watched any yet, he says.
It's been pretty good. Honestly, the bigs in particular really thriving right now, scoring-wise. A lot of upside there. Rebounding, been a little bit back and forth on, honestly, on both ends of the court. But this last week was kind of a weird anomaly because we had a few different night and day kind of events that we saw in front of us where one of them, I think it was Saturday after. Yeah, it was Saturday because we had all the adjusted lines already up early, getting ready for the weekend. But like Saturday's game, for example, the first game, I think only one player ended up going over their props of the 6 available players that we had in our prop pool, and all the other players went under. So very weird game 1. And then game 2, Alyssa Thomas was the only player that we had props for that didn't go over her props. And then every other player, like all 5 of the other players, all went over. So it's kind of a wild, a mixed bag of who you're going to get exactly scoring wise, because there's some games where, like Chelsea Gray, for example, she'll go out and score 30 some odd points. And then the rest of the team's like, 8 points here, 10 points here. And even though the game was close, it was really just all one person kind of getting theirs. So there is a few games that are like that where, we just got to kind of be careful picking somebody like Lexi Hull, for example. She might be skirting around her lines, but she just never hits her lines. So not really a lot of faith in, a player of that caliber. Whereas Chelsea Gray, or Mabry. Mabry's a perfect example. It was somebody we talked about too that we had interest in going into the weekend. She's just going out and ripping the ball, 21 plus times every single game. She's bound to score 20 real points, and that's all she's been doing. So you have something like that where it's just really the team is just one person. It's been enjoyable. I will say this last week they had a bunch of records broken where it was like 3 different people in a row on 3 consecutive nights where, I broke the record, and then, 2 players tied the record, and then, Hamby broke all that in the final game. So it's been interesting, man. It's been interesting.
It's hard to, there's not that many players and not that many teams, but for me, it's been hard to kind of keep up with just the way that the website is. It's kind of gross. There's no starting lineup thing you can see, there's just, that's the hard part. So.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a bit more obnoxious because you got to really kind of go game by game. And even though they have like a stats thing on here, it's not opponent stats. It's just your own individual team stats. So you have to kind of create your own little workshop for that. But the way that I think the total amount of points scored per game, and then shot volume for each player, injury news, X, Y, and Z. Like we got really, really good with some of our leans and some of our calls. I think, Malonga was the only kind of blemish that we had so far. And that was really just, season low minutes, season low rebounding. And then she just came up too short. So now we should see the lines really adjusted. Honestly, I don't think we're going to see much low hanging fruit at all. It'll be something like, Natasha Cloud, her points are really, really low, or Courtney Williams, her points being really, really low because, she hasn't had that big of a scoring game yet. But everything else, honestly, we're going to see these players up to 16.5 plus 21.5, real points per game. So it's going to be something. Injury news, super important. Starting lineup, super important. Any of that last minute shenanigans stuff can really cost you a lot in this league.
Okay. So Laces and Phantoms the first game. What? No, I'm just trying to catch up, so don't be take it for what it is, I guess. Or let me throw this at you and see what you say. So Laces got Sykes, AT, Jackie. Are they going to be the starters again? And then they got Canada, Hillman, and Maddie. Is there somebody we're missing? Is there injuries going on? Or do you think it'll be same as last game?
Yeah, I think it should still be the same as the last 2 games here. They haven't really given us much reason to swap up any of the starters. If anything, it'd be maybe some combination of Jackie and or Sykes if they get hurt. they might come off the bench for like a single game. I could totally see Jordan Canada moving into a starter role at some point, maybe, but right now they don't need to. All three of them look like they are completely healthy, so not much incentive right now, at least, to kind of move that around. And they've been playing really well. I mean, they're X-1 right now, so they need to keep that rapport going.
And everyone was on Jackie last week, and last game, and she did come through with 22. Why didn't she score 22 the first two games? What was different? Just the matchup?
Well, honestly, I think just the game environment. The 3-on-3 is just a totally different feel for the game right now, and where she can make her attack and how is she finding her success. Now, granted, her shot volume and stuff was quite different in the first two games. Obviously, the first game she had 14 attempts, but the second game only having 9 attempts was really weird because she was playmaking a whole lot more on that end of things. But there will be this trade-off on kind of a night-to-night basis where we will see Jackie as a point guard more so, where she's really filling up the RA stats, and the scoring looks like it's on pace, but kind of tapers off towards the end of the game, like that happened here. But in the games where she's not really looking to pass, it was really interesting because I thought Sykes for sure was cooked this last game, where she just was not shooting the ball. I mean, I believe had 0 points at the end of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, and then she just absolutely snapped off in the second, the third, in particular. But we could have those nights where, maybe she isn't taking 15, 16 attempts, and it's like, okay, this is her night to have 8, 9 attempts. And the trade-off is going to be, we'll see her RA kind of taper around a little bit more higher. But if anybody's going to soak up the usage next behind Jackie, I mean, it's easily going to be Alyssa Thomas. So I think that dynamic duo between those two being the ones to handle the ball the most should stay the same. It's just going to be, okay, does Sykes have 15 to 20 attempts tonight, or is this the night that Alyssa Thomas finally has, her double-digit attempts? Because that really hasn't happened a lot this season. But the one game it did, she cleared all of her lines. So small trade-offs, small game scripts. You really got to figure out who's going to be in the best position to attack said opponent. Is it going to be the center, or is it the two guards?
Okay, so then the Phantom. Who do they got going against this squad here? Phantom been giving it up. What's up with them? What's up with their defense? I see they're 2-1. What do we know about them? And do we have the total and spread? Is that only on DraftKings? I can't find that on. Bovada sucks for that. They should have it. It's so weird they don't. But they do not. Oh,
they just added this for FanDuel and 365 this last week because it was not on week 1.
Okay, so it's pretty close game.
Mm-hmm. Second highest on the slate. The Hive, anytime they play them, and I think the Owls will probably have one of the higher totals on the slate in general. Just kind of a thing to look out for. But this should be the closest game, I think, of the weekend or of this next slate moving forward. I mean, easily should be. These two teams are really good, really good. But let's take a look at the Phantom real fast. This is going to be Kelsey Plum and Aaliyah Boston's squad. Now, this last game, I believe Tiffany Hayes, was she a late scratch or she came off the bench? I remember something was weird about this game. Yeah, so she came off the bench this last game. She had a midday Q tag. Wasn't sure if she was going to play. Ended up playing basically her normal amount of minutes. Boston actually kind of got the short end of the stick. She lost out on a lot of minutes to Kiki, who, I mean, credit for. Kiki was playing out of her mind. Kiki actually had the best stats in the game. So that was a little bit weird there. Not really sure if that's going to happen on a night-to-night basis, but something to definitely consider. Now, I mean, really, so far it's been the Plum team. I mean, Plum, her field goal volumes held really strong through all 3 games so far. Playmaking could have been a little bit better this last game, but she's been crashing the boards a lot lately. I mean, she had 5, 8, and 7 rebounds.
That's weird for her.
That looks pretty nice. Yeah. Well, it's a different game with 3-on-3. These guards really kind of get in there.
Okay.
But really high shot volume. I mean, she's just doing it all right now for the team.
So AT against Boston, Cloud against Sykes or Jackie, and Plum against Sykes or Jackie. You think they'll put Plum on Jackie? Probably, huh?
Well, I think honestly, the only kind of pivot player we have here will be between Tiff Hayes and Natasha Cloud, who honestly, I think you could view them as the exact same player. I mean, the shot volume is going to be a lot different from Cloud to Hayes. Like Hayes is going to take way more shots. But defensive-wise, I think they'll probably kind of fit the same bill here for the team. Boston more than likely will always be a starter. I think Plum is almost a staple for a starter. Even when Dana Evans comes back, I'm really hard-pressed to think that at least Plum and Boston, probably the two anchor, and then the last spot's kind of a pivot. Because we could even see some of these games where, Dane Evans comes back and, they want to run like a big and a small setup. They could run even with Boston and Kiki out there and then have like Plum as their point guard. And then when they go to make subs, they'll just sit down Kiki or Boston and then play the other guard with them.
So when Boston's props come on the board and we're like, okay, Boston only played 12.8 minutes last game. She did have 12 rebounds. We're scared because we don't know if Kiki's going to play just as many minutes, huh? Or do you think they just played Kiki because she balled out and they just left her in the game? She did play 13 minutes the game before. So I guess Kiki's getting good minutes. Anyways, so they're probably just splitting because we know Boston kind of gets tired faster than some. So maybe... Oh, but she did play a lot in those first two games.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's something that I think we really need to take. Obviously, having more games will be a bigger sample size, but whenever I was kind of bringing it up last week, I think there's something very important about the game ones going into the weekend schedule. Because, like, say here for example, this was the Monday where we had a nice break between the Monday ending portion of what would be, and then but the second game that they played on the weekend, I think is very, very
treat it like a back-to-back.
We need to kind of pay attention to. Yes, 100%. Anytime they're coming off a big rest, I think the starters totally fine. If it should be a close game, starters should be good to go. But
I mean, that lines up perfect for Boston. Is there another player that we can find like that just to make more sense? Because we know Kiki's a good player too. And what's weird is Kiki played 13 minutes in that second game. Did her and Boston play on the same court? I mean, at the same time? Ever? That would be crazy.
Had a little bit of overlap, I think.
They did?
I think, yeah.
Okay, that's what it looks like in that second game. All right. So we'll look at the weekend games for the back-to-back type thing. Okay, I got you. So Boston's lines might be on the lower side here after that last game. Would you be confident she's going to play back to her other higher minutes from the first two games? Or are you scared because it's AT going at her?
No, AT really doesn't scare me too much. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of help defense, and I mean, in this league, it's totally different. Like you just got to really put out of your mind the WNBA side of things, because they run a lot of different schemes where they can kind of shut other players down. But here you have no help. I mean, it's literally just one-on-one basketball, and Boston's been honestly quite phenomenal at that. But let's take a look at least just these first three games so far. Alyssa Thomas, though, another player, prime example for minutes to kind of watch out for. This first game, it was a blowout. They ended up spanking the final where they didn't need her, so she only played, almost 10 minutes. First leg of the weekend, she was playing really well, almost played basically damn near the whole game. And then the second game, a slightly easier matchup, but they had, I believe, Segrist is the backup, and she played a lot more minutes here. All right, so first game, this game ended up looking a little bit better than what it did down the stretch, because the Vinyl definitely were getting spanked quite early. But looking at the other side, this game was kind of tricky because, honestly, the Vinyl just shot bad in general. All three of their big starting three shot really poorly. I mean, we know Hamby is not 8 points a game kind of person. Ryan Howard, too, being held to only 10 points. Sorry if my voice keeps cracking. I'm most definitely fighting a cold right now, and I can feel my throat just kind of getting dry. But week one, I think this was just more of a product of poor shooting, more so than anything. The second game where they played a real opponent looked a lot different. I mean, we had Breanna Stewart, who's basically their opposing center. She went for 22, 10, and 4. So, I mean, really solid outing. And then Alicia Gray went for 30 real points against them, and also kind of filled up the stat sheet too. So AT kind of got cooked there, and that was a game that AT played big minutes too in game 2. And then let's take a look at game 3. Looks like another barbecue. We had Aaliyah Edwards go for 38, 13, and 1. So, I mean, there's nothing telling me that Alyssa Thomas is, quite the powerhouse, at least in this league right now, as far as being able to slow down opponents.
Okay. And then Boston.
Yeah, that's two games. 2 games getting cooked by the opposing center.
And Boston's lines were super weird, right? They went from like 23.5 PRA, I want to say, to 32.5. And she still did good for her minutes, but she didn't have the minutes. So we're thinking maybe she'll have the minutes. And if what's her name can score 38, who was it? Aaliyah Edwards?
Aaliyah, yeah.
If she can score 38, Boston should be able to do something here. So I wonder what PRA they'll give us for Boston. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, she had, 24 PRA this last game. I'm thinking 26.5 would be perfect. I think that's totally fair. It's over still what she did this last week, but not nearly that 32.5, because that was just insane, bumping her up 9 points. 26.5, I could live with 27.5. 28.5. I don't know. We might have to sit down and look at that.
Well, out of all these players, I mean, obviously we need to see the lines, but who are you looking for besides, I mean, Boston probably, right? Because hopefully she'll play more minutes. Who else in this first game? Anybody else standing out that you're going to be looking at, or is it all about just seeing the lines for the value?
I mean, honestly, bro, it's mostly just going to be what kind of lines do they offer for us. The line for her, I think in general, the line for her should be fair, as long as it's under no more than 29.5. If it's at 29.5, I'd have to really think about that one. 30.5, I'm good on that, honestly. 27.5, I think, would be the fairest line possible they could give us. 26.5, oh, I'm smashing that. I'm gonna let you know right now. If it's 26.5, we're smashing that. 27.5 would be perfect.
I bet you it'll be right around that 26.5, because that only 24 last game. That's a cool thing that you noticed with the kind of the treating the weekend like a back-to-back. So we're seeing that 2 times happen with the 2 of those players there. So let's see if we can find another. I need to find DraftKings. I just need to have the schedule and the spread just in front of me here to be able to keep this organized. Okay. So what was the so what's the second game then?
Oh, real fast, just on kind of the other side of the game here too. Sykes will come back down to earth at some point. I would still have some consideration. If they leave her at 21.5 points, maybe 22.5, anything beyond 22.5, I'm good on. I think we pass on that. Maybe pivot over to the PRA, but the assist, quite sketchy. And then the rebounding, I mean, we had 7, 1, and 7. Not sure what to think about that, but something at least kind of, back of the head here. Jackie's PRA, though, I think very much so keep on kind of the radar. She was only 24.5 this last game, and I know she did a majority of with just real scoring, but I think some of that playmaking still will kind of come to the forefront for her. She should have at least anywhere from 3 to 4 assists almost every night.
Okay. And then the other game?
Yeah, and then Plum's gonna be insanely expensive. I don't even want to look at that.
Did she go off?
36 PRA.
She went off in all 3 games.
The scoring was a little bit lesser on this one. I mean, she only had 18 real points, but the RA still looked pretty solid for her.
There's that
so maybe they bring it back down a little bit.
There's that little back-to-back thing too, a little 3-minute difference.
Yeah, and she was playing pretty well. She just stopped scoring at the end of the game, so I don't know what happened with that. But that fatigue definitely settled in. Oh, this was also, she set the record or whatever for that night, so something a little extra there on top. All right, let's talk about the next game. Spent too much time on this one. All right, so we got Team Chelsea Gray, the Roses, going up against the Hive. And again, probably just going to be the team that just gives it up the most so far this season. The defense has been pretty bad, to say the least. But Chelsea Gray still ripping a ton from the field. We are going to be watching out for Kalia Copper. Should make her return sometime in the near future. But all in all, I mean, Gray's really just kind of filling up the stat sheet. 5 rebounds in every game so far. The assist, I think, is going to be somewhat of a trade-off for her just high field goal volume. I mean, the games that she's not doing that so much, we should see still comfortably 6 to 8 assists per game. So somewhere in the range of 13, 14 RA, I think is fine for her. But the scoring really just carrying most of the bulk right now. I mean, 37, 35 points is pretty crazy. But another player who, her line is probably going to be, 36 PRA, something like that. 35 at least. So.
Only 4 assists last game. She's not getting as many assists as I would think. But if you look at her team sucks. Lexi Hull, so they're waiting for Copper, huh? Copper comes back. That's going to take a huge chunk, I would assume, out of Gray's scoring.
Oh, it has to. I mean, it's truly only been Stevens and Shakira, and Suggs had that one kind of flash in the pan game, but after that, she's really come back down to earth. I think the only reliable scorer is just going to be Stevens from the starter, and then Shakira Austin as a backup. Which, I mean, hey, we could even see a game where they start both of them, but...
I was about to say, why the heck do they start Stevens over Austin?
Just because she's going to get tired sooner than later. So, I mean, they have, fresh legs for her right off the rip, and then she can take a breather soon, and they play Shakira in a really long stint, and then come back from half, start up with Azura. She offers way more of a 3-point upside, I will say.
That's true.
Consistent for that.
That's true.
But again, when Copper comes back, I mean, that might look totally different because Copper will definitely pull from 3, and that could take away a little bit of usage from Stevens there too.
Won't Copper just come in and go to the bench?
Yes, yeah, more than likely.
So it'll be Copper and Stevens and Gray, I feel like, would stop shooting as much because they don't have anyone to really go to. Gray kind of just has to do this. It's crazy that they're winning with this team. And they're favored by 10.5. Jeez. So who's this other team? The Hive must be trash.
Yeah, the Hive's pretty booty right now. I mean, they're just kind of not really playing any defense. And...
Oh, Ezzy.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Billings.
Rivers is probably one of their best defenders on this team right now, surprising to say.
He only played 9 minutes last game. Heidemann 5 minutes. They got whooped.
Yeah, this team's pretty bad. Pretty bad, to say the least. They're giving up, I think, almost 70. Yeah. They're giving up 73 or more points per game, which is pretty insane. I mean, that's actually kind of wild as hell. But lots of rebounding. One thing I did notice about the Hive also is they do not take many 3-pointers at all, which is it's kind of insane to see because most of these teams are playing or taking at least like comfortably 23 to 25 per game. This team at best is taking like, I think 15 was the highest they've had so far this season. Yeah, 13, 14, and then they took 15 this last game. So this team is not shooting from three at all. And so obviously that's come along with a little bit of their scoring, their metrics really just not staying that close to most of the teams that can really pull from three or cause a lot of turnovers. Turnovers being another thing for them too. I mean, they've had just a ton, basically I think 8 in every single game. Yeah, 8 turnovers every single game. They are causing a fair amount of turnovers, so they have a little trade-off between that, but yeah, dog, they're just giving up scoring like crazy right now. The RA upside to a lot of players, very, very huge. And we saw, let's see, who was it? Burton had 6 assists. Breonna Stewart, 0 assists. That game's kind of weird, but I mean, they had 5 different players all in double digits, which is insane for a 3-on-3 game. Yeah, just bad defense, man. Bad defense, bad inside the paint. This was another one that we really targeted the opposing center, which I believe Malonga let us down in this game, if I'm not mistaken. No. She did get there in this matchup too. Yeah, Malonga had a hell of a game. But they're really getting torn up by opposing centers right now. Massive RA upside, and then anybody with offensive putback, because truthfully, I mean, they really don't have that great of a big situation. It's Ezzy out there, and then they switch her out for the offensive upside for Monique Billings. So, and Monique's really not the best defender by any means.
Dirty Regs here, 22. He said, I think I'll just wait for WNBA. Yeah, that's funny. C-Dot says, what's in that red cup, bro?
This is, I think it's an emergency pack.
Oh, damn.
It's got daily vitamins and all that stuff.
I thought you were sipping on some other stuff. Christian Santiago says, who we got in the national championship for football?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Count me out. Too many sports.
Indies just look too good this year, man. Too good.
He says, Dirty Reg says, I just don't want to burn myself out with WNBA before the season starts. It's a little different though, man. I mean, I thought the same way last year, so I didn't pay any attention, but then I watched a little bit this year and I was like, you know what? It's actually different. It's kind of fun. I'd give it a shot before I said no to it, Dirty Reg, just to check it out. It's kind of cool. I mean, 3-on-3 is a little different, and it's easier to figure out what's going on in the teams. There's only how many teams again? 8? 8 teams, 6 players on each team, so it's kind of cool. I don't know. The props were easy to hit the first week, so we'll see what they look like this time. But I'm interested here, trying to learn here with you, because I know you looked at it a lot more than I have, so appreciate you looking at it. Let me catch up a little bit. So Citron, Ezzy, Kelsey Mitchell's a surprise trash can in this league. I thought she'd be good. What happened? She did too. I don't know. I thought she was decent one-on-one.
I mean, you would think, man. I don't know. The 3-point volume hasn't come up. I mean, she's not even getting to the free throw line.
You got a lot of minutes though in comparison, so that's weird. All right.
Yeah, she'll have herself a game sometime sooner than later, but yeah, I don't know what, honestly, the only person that I can reliably kind of put any trust, and I use this air quotes very lightly, it's got to be Citron, man. I mean, she's the only one who's really just going out and giving it her all every single night.
Dirty Reg said he wishes his local books had bets on it. I know. I can't even find spreads and totals for this. It's only on DraftKings and FanDuel, it looks like. But
yeah, 365 had it too.
365, that's right. Okay, so Citron, Kelsey, they're probably going to get busted, and we don't know about Copper yet. She probably won't play, or we would have heard already, huh?
Let me do a quick little checkarooski.
Because that would be huge, obviously.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but any of these other teams that are still missing a few players, trying to see if they signed anybody or any transactions right now.
Kelsey Mitchell, bunk. And then Hamby.
No, I don't see anything yet. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. Cool. So I got at least a lowdown here on the first 2 games tomorrow, and then the next 2 games. Do they put props up for all 4 games at once usually? Am I going to have to dive into those 2 games as well later? Not now, but I'm talking tomorrow.
No, they actually kind of staggered them out. I think the week 1 and this last week we got props a little bit more in advance, but week 1 was definitely like right up to the day of, which, I mean, hey, it looks like they're probably going to do that with this as well. But it was first 2 games almost immediately, and then somewhere midday of the day of, they start dropping props for the next day.
All right, and we got to jump on it right when we see them too, because the bumps have been the reason why I haven't played them as much. Because I know the plays before the bumps have been, I feel like most of them have been hitting. So got to get that before the bumps. Definitely. So hopefully it'll pop on the board here tonight. We'll take some, maybe make a few plays tonight, drop them in the Discord, and get with it. Cool. I'm caught up. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Let's see real fast before we kind of wrap up here, the matchup wise at least. I'm trying to figure out who we might be looking for here on the Rose side of things. Like I said, I definitely have interest in Shakira. If we have Shakira props, I really want to keep an eye out for that.
Why wouldn't we?
She could have herself.
We don't have props for her sometimes.
No, we've never had props for her so far.
What? She played more minutes than Stevens. We probably will this time. We have to. She had 17 points.
I think we do.
Yeah. Okay.
I honestly think we do. I think we get a few of these kind of pivotal players who are at least playing meaningful minutes. Looking from this side of things, assuming Copper doesn't play, I mean, I would still have interest in something for Chelsea Gray as long as it's not too outrageous. Nothing over a 33 PRA, man. I think that's just asking for way too much there. Shakira, low 20s, 22, 23 PRA. I would love to see that. And then 5-head if you want to play her. Probably just a PRA for that.
5-head, I gotta fade or play her under on the back-to-back in the next game.
Yeah, that might be the thing to do right there. Take that under on the second game.
Yeah, depending on the matchup. That's what I got to figure out too. What teams are good against what positions and et cetera, the defense.
Oh, this would not be the game, so the second game.
Yeah. Okay. Not the under game. Nope. Okay.
What was the hold on real fast? What's Rose's to win? Oh, they're heavy favorites.
Well, it just bumped by the time we were looking at it. In this little short time, it was 10.5 a minute ago. Now it's 11.5. They have no faith in poor Citron.
Kelsey Mitchell, better come with it. There's gonna be another. Yeah, they're gonna be 0-4.
How many games did they play?
They play 2 every weekend, and they're currently 3 games in total. For
everybody. I mean, how many do they play like for the season? Do you know?
I don't remember. 30 something, I think.
Okay. Just wondering if they could go 0-30.
Maybe.
Be a good. That'd be a cool record.
That's right. All right, y'all. Well, it's a little bit after the hour. I think we're gonna skedaddle, get on out of here. That way we can get ready for props dropping for Friday stuff, and also looking out for Saturday's college basketball. Really, we're just kind of looking ahead towards Saturday. We'll have a few things for tomorrow. Definitely some stuff for Unrivaled, or at least fingers crossed that we'll get something. But make sure you guys check it out. On your way out the door, if you haven't already, hit that like button. We appreciate every single one of y'all chopping it up with us during the day. And we will catch you guys in the Discord. Underrated Big Dog, I appreciate you as always. Good luck tonight on this light day. And we'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace.